Howdy folks, thanks for coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. As you can see in front of you, we are here today with the Pepper Shaker, one of many a weapon that will actually be receiving a buff come the Gleaming Depths update. That's right, the Pepper Shaker will actually be receiving a buff. As you can see from the patch notes here, it states that the Pepper Shaker will be receiving a base damage increase from 60 up to 75, and it will also be receiving an AP cost reduction from 30 down to 14. So yeah, you're probably going to notice that a lot of heavy guns, and especially if you are going to be using them while using power armor, and especially if you are going to be using them in VATS, is going to be a lot easier come the Gleaming Depths update. So you're going to notice a lot of people will be using these kind of weapons, and also as well, because this weapon is great for crippling enemies, especially at world boss events, the Pepper Shaker is definitely a great contender for that. Now, one of the other reasons why I'm actually showcasing this, because you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why not wait until next week when the actual update comes in and we actually receive the buff? Well, I want to actually see a direct comparison between how it performs now and also when it does get updated in the update next week. So we will actually be making a follow-up video to see exactly the difference between the two. Now, one of the other reasons as well is that as per the Milepost 0 update, we were then able to actually apply the explosive legendary effect to the Pepper Shaker. If you remember, back when this weapon first came out, or if you're only new to the game, when the weapon was first introduced to the game, we could actually get the explosive effect, but it was then later removed, and then as per Milepost 0, we were then able to put the explosive effect back on the weapon. So that's one of the other reasons why we're actually showcasing this today, to see exactly what the explosive effect is like with the weapon. Now, we do remember that per the actual nerf, when it came to removing the explosive effect, this weapon was great with it, but obviously the explosive damage calculators did get fixed when it came to using this with any sort of heavy gun or energy gun and so forth and so on. Now, when it comes to the Pepper Shaker itself, you probably want to know to yourself, well, is this a really good weapon to use for damage, or can I use this at boss events? Is it a boss killer gun? Well, just to kind of give you a brief summary, first of all, it's not a boss killer. This weapon is great for crippling enemies. It's also great for taking on mobs, but there's a few benefits and then also there's a few downsides. First of all, as you can see there, this particular weapon is categorized as a shotgun and then also as a heavy gun. So the benefits from that is that you can utilize a lot of perk cards that are available in the heavy gunner perks and then also the shotgunner perks. And then if you use power armor, you can utilize some of the actual power armor perks with this as well. Now, some of the downsides when it comes to this weapon, there only really is one, and that is the ammo capacity. As you can see there from the numbers on the left hand side there, you can see that the capacity is 50. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, if it's such a low capacity, then probably one of the best sort of legendary effects to go for is probably quad. And you'd be right, because as you can see here, when it comes to the quad legendary effect, you can see that the ammo capacity goes all the way up to 200. So yeah, it's probably better to, in most scenarios, probably just to go with quad, because you will notice, especially when you are going up against mobs, and even when you're up at sort of like world boss events, you're gonna notice a much better benefit using quad over the likes of maybe bloodied or anti-armor or any other legendary effect. So yeah, quad is probably one of the best ways to go with. But when it comes to just general mobs and things like that, if you're low health, then bloodied is probably a good way to go. Or if you wanted to, you could even go with the likes of anti-armor, and if you're full health, you could probably go with the likes of anti-armor as well, or even juggernauts, aristocrats, whatever you prefer. Now, first of all, before we get into the modifications, we do need to talk about how do you actually obtain this. Well, to actually obtain the weapon, you can get the plan from it pretty much from the Meat Week event. If you take part in that, the limited time event, you can actually get the plan. Or if you have a friend who can actually craft a Pepper Shaker, they can actually give one to you. Now, to get the mods, you can get the plans for the mods from the Meat Week event, but then also as well, you can get all of the corresponding mods from Samuel at not the creator, at Foundation. That's right. So you can actually purchase all of the plans for Bullion for the modifications from Foundation. So that's where you can actually get those. Now, when it comes to the modifications, we do need to talk about those. So let's take a look. look. Now, when it comes to the modifications, there are a couple that you can pick up. Now, first of all, when it comes to the barrels. So, as I said, this weapon, first of all, it is great for crippling enemies, and then also as well, it is good for damage and using against mobs. But then you probably want to know to yourself, well, what's the best barrel to chuck on with this? But with the barrels that you can see here, there are a couple. There's the dual, there's the hex, there's the single, and then also there's the standard. So the standard, that will come with the weapon when you actually get it, but I probably would recommend going with one of the other barrels because as you can see there, it's not really the best when it comes to the overall sort of damage and the overall sort of capabilities of what this weapon can do. In my own personal opinion, if you want to go for DPS, I would recommend going for the Hex Barrel. Now, I know a lot of people are probably saying already when it comes to the dual and when it comes to the single, yes, you are getting an increase there to the likes of your damage, and then as you can see there with the single barrel, you are actually getting an increase to the amount of projectiles that are being fired. With the single barrel, it goes all the way up to 16 compared to the dual, the Hex, and the standard, which will only produce 8 projectiles. Now, I'm nearly sure this is the only weapon in the game that can actually produce up to 16 projectiles per shot. So yeah, it's definitely great for crippling enemies, and especially for the likes of projectiles. So if you want to cripple enemies and that's the main sort of use that you're going to get out of this weapon, then I probably would recommend sticking on the single barrel. But if you want to go for DPS and you want to try and maximize this for damage and you want to get a nice balance between damage and also crippling enemies, then I probably would recommend going for the Hex Barrel. I know the dual barrel, yes, that will give you an increase to damage, but as you can see there, the difference between the fire rate is 82 with the Hex, and it goes down to 61 with the dual barrel. So there is a big difference there, and you will notice it, especially if you test this weapon out for yourself, you will notice the difference between the dual and the Hex Barrel. So for damage per shot, I would recommend going for the Hex Barrel, but then also as well, if you're just mainly going to be using this weapon as a support weapon, then I would recommend just sticking on the single barrel because you will get that increase to projectiles, which will bring it all the way up to 16. But the downside is that the fire rate will go all the way down to 41. That's the only sort of downside to that. So yeah, if you want to cripple enemies, go single. DPS, go for Hex. Moving on to the magazines, there are only 3. So there's the laser, there's the plasma, and there's the standard. The standard will obviously mean that you will need to use shotgun shells. It will give you a damage there of 25 by 8 because yes, we are using the Hex Barrel. But then also as well, when it comes to the laser, it will give you 25 times 8, but the plasma will give you 15 times 8 base damage and then an additional 15 times 8 energy damage. Personally, I would recommend just going with the laser magazine. One of the main reasons being is that it's easier to actually craft fusion cells, they're in abundance, and they're also a lot lighter to carry around compared to the likes of the plasma magazines. Now, if you want to, you can stick on the plasma. I didn't really notice a big difference. I actually found a little bit better performance out of the laser magazines than I did the plasma, so I probably would recommend going with the laser. But hey, look, it's up to you. If you want to try the plasma, go ahead for that. Or if you want to and you want to try the shotgun shells, you can stick on the standard magazine. But personally, I would recommend going for the laser. Now, when it comes to the sights, there's only one. There's the gunner sight. It will increase your aim speed and also as well your sighted accuracy. And lastly, there's no appearance for the pepper shaker. Hopefully at some stage we do actually get a skin for this, or maybe there is one that I'm just not aware of. But for what I know that there is out there, I don't think there is actually any skins that you can actually apply to the pepper shaker. So yeah, there's only really the default appearance. But let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. I'd love to know if there is a skin for this. So yeah, overall, Hex Barrel, and then also as well laser magazine and gunner sight for the modifications. And then when it comes to the legendary effects, I have gone with the likes of explosive. Now this is actually my own personal pepper shaker that I actually use. I've got a bloodied, explosive, and a 15% reload speed pepper shaker because the reload speed on this weapon is quite slow if you don't have that 3rd star effect, or if you don't have the perks to actually increase the reload speed on this weapon. And then of course, as you can see there, I also have an anti-armor version and I also have a quad version because we are going to be testing these corresponding legendary effects compared to the likes of bloodied. And also as well, we will be doing a low health and also full health test. So with that all done and out of the way, we know how to get it, we know how to get the mods, we have looked at the modifications. Let's take a quick look at the build. Now, when it comes to the build, obviously next week there is going to be a considerable change when it comes to the likes of endurance and also luck. So for now, I probably wouldn't read too much into the likes of these particular categories, because as I said, everything will be changing next week anyway. But when it comes to the main sort of cards that you want to focus on for now, between now and next week's update, and then as I said pretty much at the start of the video, you can actually utilize the likes of the Heavy Gunner perks and also as well the Shotgunner perks. So as you can see there, I do have a combination of Master Heavy Gunner, I also have Master Shotgunner, I also have max rank of Shotgunner, Expert Shotgunner, I also have Heavy Gunner in there, Expert Heavy Gunner, and I also have Scattershot in there. Now as you can see with Scattershot, it now pretty much means that your shotguns will weigh 30% less and you will reload them 10% faster. So a great card to pop in there because you can actually utilize this with the Pepper Shaker. Now as you can see there will be a combination of an increase there in damage, but look, you can mix and match these if you want to. You can stick on max rank of all the Heavy Gunners and then maybe put in one rank of each of the Shotgunner perks if you wanted to. It's entirely up to yourself. The combinations when it comes to this weapon, especially when it comes to the perks that actually increase the damage, there's a few different ones that you can actually work around with. But look, that's pretty much the cards that I have on with there. Moving into Perception, we do have Skeet Shooter on because your shotguns have excellent accuracy and spread. That will considerably help the Pepper Shaker in a big way, because you will notice when you start to use this weapon, the spread on it is quite large. So if you want to try and focus your fire and you want to get that increased spread and excellent accuracy, definitely max rank of Skeet Shooter. We also have Concentrated Fire, so we can VATS particular limbs, and also Grenadier, so we can actually increase the explosive radius with the legendary explosive effect. As I said, don't really read too much into endurance, so I won't really be going over this. But when it comes to intelligence, of course, we are low health, so we are going to be utilizing Nerd Rage. You can use Stabilized with this, so you can actually get that 45% armor penetration while you are using power armor. And then also as well, I do have batteries included. I'm going to take off Gunsmith and pop on back in there to the likes of Demolition Expert, because you can obviously get that increase the damage there when it comes to the Demolition Expert card. Now moving into Agility, again, look, some of these will actually be changing, so one of the things I probably would recommend anyway is definitely sticking on Enforcer, because as you can see there, Enforcer will increase your shotgun stagger chance by 15% and then also give you a 30% chance to cripple a limb. You're going to notice this in a big way. With this particular perk card on, it is going to help in a massive way. And then also in combination with Bloody Mess there, that will give you 15% bonus damage, but then also as well, One Gun Army. Heavy guns gain a 12% stagger chance and a 12% chance to cripple a limb. So you're going to notice straight away with combination of One Gun Army and then also Enforcer, you're going to instantly cripple enemies. This thing is just insane. As soon as you touch an enemy once with this weapon, they're just going to go down and that's it, they're crippled. So as I said, you're going to notice in a big way when it comes to boss events, it's great for crippling the likes of the Scorch Beast Queen and getting her to land, or in regards to any enemy that you come across in the wasteland. But as I said, it's not really a boss killer weapon, it's more, I'd say, a support weapon and also a fun weapon that you can use against mobs. Now, also as well, when it comes to the legendary perks, these are all the legendary perks that I have in here. I've got max rank of legendary look, power armor reboot. I just have that in there because I'm wearing power armor and it gives me a chance to auto revive. I've got legendary strength, agility, intelligence, and charisma, which are boosting all of our special stats here by +5. So yeah, those are the perks. Now, moving on real quick, we want to check out the mutations. These are the list of mutations that I have here. So if you'd like to pause the video, you can go ahead and do so, and I'll also leave them in a pinned comment below along with a guide to mutations that you can also check out. So yeah, those are the mutations. That's the weapon itself, modifications, build, and all that sort of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of testing to see exactly what the Pepper Shaker is like. So let's go. Now for our first test, we will be using the Bloodied Explosive plus 15% reload speed Pepper Shaker, and we'll also do it over here at West Tech just so we can see exactly what it's like getting through a few super mutants. So let's go. Let's try this out on this super mutant, and then there you go, just instantly goes down. So for DPS and fire rate, the Hex Barrel is definitely a great one. Look at that, just like how quick it goes. Just look how quick it's going through those. But obviously one of the downsides, and as I said there, is the ammo capacity. As you can see, we're actually tearing through the ammo quite quick, so that's where probably the quad effect would probably be one of the best ways to go. But just for going through mobs, and obviously if you maximize your build and you know you don't really need to worry about incoming damage and all that kind of stuff, you can easily get through these mobs. Easily you can get through all of these. Like, just look how fast we're getting through these super mutants here. And then also as well, that little turret there. Do we miss any any. I don't think we missed any. I think we got everybody, I'm nearly sure. Yeah, we did. We got everybody. Alrighty, let's go over and check it out on a super mutant. So let's go. Now, here we go. Down at Solomon's Pond, the pond that we like to go to take on this little guy right here. So let's go and see exactly what it's like. Now, can we actually get his attention? It'd be nice to actually get his attention to come after us here. So here we go. And there you go. As you can see there, he is gone. So the damage on this is quite good, especially for what it's like right now. Like, this is just a week before the Gleaming Depths update comes in, and you can easily take down a super mutant behemoth very, very quickly, and that explosive effect definitely helps out in a big way as well. But anyway, let's hop on over here and let us try out the quad effect on some enemies. So let's go. Now, we're down over here at Sunrise Field, and we are using the quad explosive, 50% faster reload, pepper shakers. Here we go. We got a couple of Mirelurks, and there you go. Easily getting through those. Now, Mirelurks are very easy to take down anyway when it comes to any sort of weapon that you tend to use, so that's not really a great sort of representation of what this is like, but you can see they can easily get through them. Let's try it out on a Mirelurk Queen, and you'll probably notice that, yeah, there we go, she's awake. You'll notice that the quad will definitely help out in a big way. So there you go. Instantly, she is crippled. She is crippled instantly, which means that it gives us a little bit of time to actually just showcase the damage and what it's like here between the quad, and also as well we'll try the bloodied. So let's see exactly what it's like real quick. So there you go. That's the kind of damage that we're doing there with the quad effect, so getting through it quite quickly. But then let's quickly swap over to bloodied before she decides to kill us, and let's see what it's like. And there you go. Obviously, bloodied will give us that increase the damage there anyway, and we can get through her quite quickly. But you will probably notice, especially if you are mainly going to be using the bloodied variant, you probably will notice going up against the likes of Mirelurk Queens and other sort of tankier enemies that the quad effect will be a little bit better. So let's go over and try it out actually on another Mirelurk Queen. We got a few Mirelurk Kings here. There we go. Look how easily we're getting through those. Let's go and try the bloodied effect real quick on another Mirelurk Queen, just to see exactly a direct comparison with what it's like there. So let's go. Now we're down over here at Quarry 3, so we're going to test this out real quick. So let's go and take this Mirelurk out. Oh, he didn't die. Oh, there we go. Now he's dead. Alrighty, here she is. She's level 100, and let's try and actually get her out of the water first, because I don't want her to be crippled inside the water, because that's going to be a little bit frustrating if she is. Let's get her up here and see if she will follow me, and she will. There we go. Now, there you go. She's now crippled. She keeps on going up and down. But as you can see, yeah, look, it will get through her pretty quickly with the bloodied effect, but you will notice though, when it comes to the quad, it is probably better. But look, yeah, we did get through her pretty quick enough, but you can see there that we are reloading quite a bit when it comes to actually getting through her. So I'll show you another direct comparison here real quick on another Mirelurk Queen just using the quad effect. So let's go. Alrighty, we're over here at the Highland Marsh with this level 100 Mirelurk Queen, and here you go. There is the quad. So instantly again, she is crippled, but as you can see there, we are getting through her quite quickly, but we're not really having to worry about the likes of reloading, and we can take her out without even reloading an actual clip. So there you go. That is the difference between the quad and the bloodied, especially when it comes to sort of like tankier enemies. Definitely, as you can see there, a big difference between the two. Main benefit being the fact that you don't actually have to reload. You can just focus on unloading that entire barrel into that tanky enemy and just taking it down. Alrighty, let's go and test out the quad effect real quick on a super mutant behemoth and see exactly what that's like. So let's go. So here we go, Pylon V13. We have a couple of gulpers down here, so let's take out that gulper and let's take out that gulper. It's just such a fun weapon to use, it really is. But obviously our main focus is this guy right here, this level 100 glowing behemoth, and we do have a couple of super mutants as well. So let's cripple him and let's get him down, see if we can get him down. There he is down, and he is out of there. And we'll try and finish all of these off as well while we're here without trying to reload once. So there we go, there's that one, and then there's that one. And then there's another one there, I think. Yeah, there is. And he is gone. And there we go. So just taking over this workshop here, not having to even reload one clip. So yeah, definitely very effective, even with the quad effect. But obviously you can notice the difference there, especially when we were using the bloodied against the Mirelurk Queen and also the glowing behemoth. overall, yes, you will get better damage output. You will be able to get through them a little bit quicker, but you will have to reload. So it is gonna, you will be sacrificing a bit of time compared to the bloodied, and also as well when it comes to the quad effect. Alrighty, so what we'll do is we will switch over to full health. Oh, there we go. There's that Super Mutant Hound. He's gone on a little bit of a trip there. We'll switch over to full health and we'll test out the anti-armor and also as well the quad effect and see exactly what it's like with that instead. So let's go, let's hop on over. Now we're back over here at Pylon V13 with our full health version, and we have the quad explosives. So let's try and get these gulpers again. Funny that they were actually gulpers the second time around we came back here. So there you go, that's what it's like getting through those. Now obviously because we are full health, we're not going to be benefiting from the likes of Nerd Rage or any of that kind of stuff, so obviously all the low health boosts that we have, those are going to be null and void, but our main focus is this guy again, the glowing behemoth. So let's try it out. So there you go. And also as well, can we get him crippled? Can he go down? Oh, there we go, he is crippled. But as you can see, like, we're still getting through him really quick, and that is also at full health. Now I know I did reload there, I didn't really have to, but yeah, we're gonna try and get through these super mutants here, see what it's like. So there you go, getting through these guys very quickly as well. Don't even really need to worry if you're low health or full health. It's still really good at full health. But obviously, look, if you want to get that increase in damage, obviously going for the likes of low health will obviously boost that up. Now let's try out this guy here, getting through him, and then also as well this Super Mutant Hound. Yeah, there we go, getting through him quite quick. These guys over here, level 75, and then also as well that guy. I mean, it's just so fun, it really is. And again, as I said, with the explosive effect, it really helps out in a big way. Yes, look, maybe not as bad as what, or not as good as what it used to be when it was first in the game. But yeah, look, this is what we're focusing on. And we also crippled that super mutant, and there he goes. Hey. Alrighty, let's go and try out the anti-armor version. Actually, before we do here, real quick, I'm just going to show you what the damage numbers are like. There you go, that's what it's like with the quad effect, so 19 by 8, and then also when we swap over there to the anti-armor, it's the exact same thing, 19 by 8, but we are going to be getting that additional 50% armor penetration. But obviously remember, when it comes to armor penetration, it is going to be capped at around about 90 to 95%, so you won't get like 100% armor penetration when it comes to this weapon, or any sort of weapon when it comes to armor penetration. But anyway, let's go and test out the anti-armor version over on another behemoth, and let's see what it's like. So let's go. And here we go, back down at the pond that we always like to go to, and it's nice and blue because of Invaders from Beyond that's currently going on right now somewhere in the map. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to see what the anti-armor version is like against this guy. So here we go. Can you focus there on me? Thank you. So yeah, but again, look, we do have to reload, and also he is dead. So there you go. It's still very good, especially at full health, and obviously the armor penetration really did help out there in a big way. But as you can see, it's still very good at full health. Now what we'll do is we'll quickly test it out on a Mylar Queen, and then finally we will test out the crippling effect just to show you exactly what it's like up against a Scorch Beast. So let's hop on over and take on another Mylar Queen. Let's go. Alright, back down at Sunrise Field. We're going to be using the quad one for this, just to quickly test this out. So let's quickly get through these Mylarks here. There we go, we'll get through you, and then also we'll get through you, and then there should be a Mylar King here somewhere. Is he gone? No? Oh, he's gone. Alright, never mind. Alright, let's get the Mylar Queen up. So she should be here. Hey, wakey, let's go. Now, and as you can see, she is crippled again. It is awesome, this crippling effect. It really is. Shotgunner, and then, oh, not Shotgunner, Enforcer, and one gun army. Really good combination. But as you can see, there you go, that's the kind of damage that we're dealing there with the quad effect. Still really good. Obviously the bloodied was a little bit faster, but we're getting through her quite quick here, and she is gone. And we didn't even have to reload there when we were taking her out, and I'm nearly sure there was a king there. There he is. Try and get him. Actually, I'm gonna wait for him to get out of the water, because that explosive effect is just too much in the water. It really is. There we go, let's get him there now, and here we go, he's gone, and then also that Mylark as well. Alright, let's go and test this out, the anti-armor version against the Mylar Queen. Let's go. And we are back down at Quarry 3. So here we go, let's take out this Mylark real quick here. Oh, there we go, he's gone. Now, Mylar Queen, can you please come out of the water just so we can test this? That would be great. So I'll try and get your attention. There we go. Got her attention. So she should come out of the water now, and hopefully we should cripple her. No, she's going back in. Come on. Get out of the water. It's time to get out. It's time to do some testing, please. All right, here we go. All right, and she should be crippled. Yeah, there we go. She is crippled. Yeah, so there you go. That's kind of what we're doing with anti-armor. Again, having to reload, so we are sacrificing a little bit of time, but we are actually getting through her a little bit quicker than the quad. Obviously, Mylar Queens are considerably tanky, so with the combination of stabilize there and also anti-armor, that is definitely helping out in a big way. So yeah, damage does go down a little bit quicker, but again, you know, you can kind of see from the testing that we've done here what is kind of the better one to go for, especially if you just want to keep on holding the trigger and getting that damage in there. All right, so for our final test of the day, we're going to go down and try it out on a Scorch Beast. I was about to say Scorch Beast Queen, but a Scorch Beast. So let's go and test it out on a Scorch Beast. Now, here we go, down at one of the Fisher sites. We're not really going to worry about either the quad or the anti-armor or which version we're going for. We are using quad, but we just want to see exactly what it's like just to cripple. So there we go. We got a couple of shots in there on the Scorch Beast, so I'll try a couple more. And as you can see, instantly landing a Scorch Beast. So yeah, it's just such a great weapon for crippling enemies. It really, really is. And then again, look, you can kind of make your own mind up which way you want to go. If you want to go low health, if you want to go anti-armor. Again, I did mention aristocrats would be a nice other legendary effect to use with this. That does actually have some great benefits, especially when it comes to boosting the damage up. But as you can see there, just holding down the trigger and getting through all of these enemies. You know, like, look at that. Excuse the explosive the explosive effects. Sorry, it's just absolutely blinding me there. It's putting me off. But yeah, oh my god, will you please die? Thank you. Level 60, just absolutely tanking every shot that I was throwing his way. But yeah, there you go. That's exactly what the Pepper Shaker is like. Again, as I said, it's nice to see sort of like a direct comparison of what it's like here now at the moment, and then again seeing what it's like with the Gleaming Depths update. Obviously, it is going to get that lovely buff next Tuesday, and I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly what it's like. Obviously, it's going to help out in a big way, especially getting through tankier enemies and again at world boss events. But look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed you know, what we showcased between obviously all the different combinations between low health and full health, and yeah, I hope you got something out of today's video. So let's wrap it up, folks. Let's head on out of here. Let's go. However, that's everything for today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the Pepper Shaker and which mods and legendary effects you prefer to use. As always, if you found today's video informative, consider giving the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss out on future videos. To our channel members and subscribers, thank you for your continued support and helping the channel to grow. If you're picking up anything over on the Bethesda Gear store and you'd like to support the channel, you can use my creator code BT76Alien until November 26th to receive 20% off your entire purchase. Until next time, stay safe out there in the wasteland, welcome to Vault 93, and I'll catch you all in the next video.